Welcome to My Opinion here on My Opinion TV. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, click the notification bell. So as soon as a video is released, you'll be one of the first to be notified. Upon the hearing of my voice today, we have so much to give God thanks for. So many people went to bed last night with the dreams and aspiration of getting up this morning and are not numbered among the living. So whatever your situation, whatever your circumstances might be, as long as you're alive, you have much to give God thanks for. This morning, we want to look up at a couple of incidents. But first, we want to go to Westmoreland. And the Jamaica Gleaner is saying, a 17-year-old Westmoreland boy was gunned down in a hail of bullets early yesterday morning. Jairi Francis, otherwise called Jay, of Rickett Street in Savannah, Almar, was discovered with multiple gunshot wounds in a yard along Ricketts Avenue. Residents reported around 3 a.m. they heard a barrage of gunshots coming from the direction of a yard along Ricketts Avenue. The police were called to the area. The team that responded discovered Francis beside a house, lying in blood with multiple gunshot wounds to his upper body. The scene was processed and the body was removed. Now, it would bring distress, heartache to a lot of Jamaicans if a couple of years ago they heard that a 17-year-old was killed. Because at that time, nowhere in your imagination would you have thought that a 17-year-old would be getting involved in any form of criminality. But times has changed, and most of the crime that are committed in Jamaica are committed by young boys. Boys who have not even started a future. Why is it so? All of this started from the influx of lotto scamming. These youngsters are not prepared to work hard for their money. They feel lotto scamming is the easiest route to go. And if that is bad, it gets even worse. Because what happens is that when these young men decide to do scamming and they start make money, instead of trying to elevate themselves, even though it's illegal money, they use that money to buy guns and ammunition. Now, after buying guns and ammunition, then here comes the problem. They are in gangs and this community is fighting against that community. This man tried to disrespect this man, that man, family members is drawn into it, and then all type of things happen. I am not saying Jairi Francis was one of that person. But, you know, when it comes on to Westmoreland, St. James, Hanover, those areas, especially because the influx of a lot of scamming in and around that area, it makes you want to think that something was wrong why this 17-year-old was taken out. He could be very innocent. It could have just been a situation where they want a family member or a friend and they decide to go for him, or he was in their way and they decided to take him out. But we have to understand there is no public outcry because guess what? Jamaicans now are immune to what's taking place. And it's no shock to Jamaicans to hear that a 17-year-old was taken out by criminals. We haven't heard anybody coming out to say, oh, he was an innocent guy or whatever. We haven't heard yet. We're just waiting to see what will happen. So many things happening in Jamaica as of lately. Now, the Roshane Barnett, he has finally gotten some legal representation. As you're aware that the DPP is calling for the death penalty, which very likely he will be spared the death penalty based on what some learned people have explained. Barnett, who killed his cousin, Kimisha Wright, and her kids, Kimanda Smith, Sharalee Smith, Rafaela Smith, and 23-month-old Kishon Henry, was charged with 5 counts of murder. Now, he's going to be represented by legal aid. Now, if you are on social media, you'd have seen that a setup was convened, a 9-night was convened recently, and a lot of persons were there. One thing that struck me in that was that the Member of Parliament, Robert Morgan, made an outcry that there was nobody from the human rights group at the 9-night. Now, I tell you, these human rights group, they only stay and make noise because they are not affected by the level of criminality that the ordinary Jamaican does. These human rights groups, Jamaica for Justice, just made a speech recently that they're against the death penalty for Roshane Barnett. Now, you tell me, what is the purpose of Jamaican for Justice? After this man take 5 family members, why would the Jamaican for Justice come up now to tell us that they don't want the death penalty for this man? Where is the deterrent? What will cause these youngsters to know that a life of criminality might cost them their very own life? These men believe that after they take your life, they go to court, they plead guilty. If they were to get 30 years in prison, they get 10, 15. Unlike in the United States, the minute you're held for a certain type of crime in the United States, you're doomed for life. You're doomed for life. Now, his attorney is going to be Tamika Harris, and she was assigned by the court to represent him. Now, we hope that whatever the situation is, they'll follow through on the death penalty. Because guess what? We need these criminals to understand that you just don't get up and take 5 people's life like that, and then you go into jail and sit down and enjoy proper meal. Now the DPP, the Indicom, is probing an assault that he was beaten up in custody. What did you expect? What did you expect? You expect that he was going to kill 5 people, including children, including baby, and go to prison and have a jolly good time? That was never going to happen. That was never going to happen. So, Roshane Barnett, I would be an hypocrite right here this morning to tell you I wish you all the best. I wish you nothing good, my friend. Even the devil hate you this morning for the atrocity you committed on the woman and her 5 kids. Clarendon people are mourning because of you. And I care zero what any human rights groups or any Jamaican for Justice comes out to say. You deserve the gallows, my friend. You deserve nothing but the gallows. You should be in a country like Singapore. They try you downstairs, then they carry you to the hangman upstairs. No time for prison. But we have to continue our life. And we hope whatever becomes of this case, that Jamaica at some point will be a better place. And we hope and pray, I keep my fingers crossed, that something will happen very quickly and we'll have the hangman ready to start eliminating some of these dangerous, heartless, and vicious criminals, so that Jamaicans can understand that the government and the country is serious about making Jamaica a safer and a better place. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Click the notification bell, so as soon as a video is released, you'll be one of the first to be notified. Until next time, look out for a neighbor, look out for a loved one, look out for the children, and most of all, keep it locked on My Opinion TV.